This is an $8 smart plug that I just got configured so I can integrate it into my house heating system. I got a couple questions about it after I posted a picture of it taken apart so that I could flash it with my own firmware, which means that I can configure it to work how I want without using any proprietary software or anything like that. So here's a tankless water heater that runs my house heating system. It provides hot water for my domestic water heater tank, which holds the hot water but gets heated by that. And it also provides hot water for all my heat zones in my house. So with this plug, I can actually monitor the amount of current that this is drawing, which means I can tell if it's in standby mode or if it's running and heating up water. Another thing that happens is if the water coming into it is already hot, it'll go into standby, and that's what I want to detect. So here are the electronics that run the system. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the water heater, which turns on a relay that powers this zone valve. When the zone valve opens up, it will trigger this pump to turn on and circulate water through the hot water tank here. So the water heater heats until the water coming in is pretty close to the water temperature of the water coming out, at which point I can detect that it goes back into standby because of the new current sensor. Then I can turn off the pump so I'm not unnecessarily circulating water. So here are a couple charts from Home Assistant, which is an open source piece of software that I use for some things around the house. This drop in temperature represents a shower that was taken, and it recovers over time. So the red sections here are when the pump was running, and I was able to detect when the current drops, which means the heat was saturated, and I give it a small break and then I turn it back on. You can see how these are wider where the temperature differential is bigger and smaller as it approaches the target temperature. And I also have a difference in the gap size where it takes longer breaks as we approach the target temperature. And yeah, it worked pretty well.